And can I just say that Dan and I showed up to work calling the gender, and Dan went with a boy.
Yes, as usual, I was wrong.
Girl.
Now they can stop. They have one of each.
That's right. Now, I don't know if they'll stop, but to be continued. But let's bring in someone who covers the royal family for a living, Victoria Murphy. She is the Daily Mirror's royal reporter who's just outside the Lindo Wing right now. And Victoria, it is a girl. Isn't this what the British and royal watchers everywhere were hoping for?
Good morning, it's a girl. How exciting. Born very, very quickly. Kate was only admitted at 6 a.m. The baby was born just after 8:30 this morning. Yes, it is what the British public were hoping for. We were looking forward to a little girl. We have a prince, now we have a princess. By far the most bets were placed on a girl, and now we can all start talking about what she's wearing.
Of course, George always looks adorable, but can you give us a sense of the royal traditions that are going to take place over the next few weeks and how they might be different this time around since it is a girl?
Well, I think what's interesting here is that even though this baby is a girl, actually there will be nothing different if she had been a boy. And that's very important because the royal law of succession was changed so that if Kate and William now go on to have another baby boy, he will not leapfrog his older sister in the line of succession. So she is fourth in line to the throne, and she is going to remain fourth in the line to the throne regardless of what happens now.
Okay, let's talk about Mom. We know Kate was overdue. She had previously mentioned the baby was due mid to late April. So any idea how she was spending her last few days?
Kate was overdue. We know all about the fact she was overdue. We have been waiting here for a long time. We hoped the baby might be born last weekend, but here we are in May and she's finally been born. I think the last week or so has probably been quite tough for Kate. We know that she's been swimming a couple of times in the Buckingham Palace swimming pool, but I think that she will have just been playing the waiting game like all of us, hoping that the royal baby would make their arrival. And she finally has.
Well, Victoria, you have a possible matriarch in the making with this little girl. Victoria Murphy, we want to thank you for joining us from London this morning. Thanks, Victoria. Dan?
Thank you, Paula. From the hospital, let's head over now to Buckingham Palace, where the crowds are starting to gather for a royal tradition, a key element of the postpartum pageantry. And Terry Moran is right there. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Dan. It's a splendid and happy day here at Buckingham Palace, the London home of the Windsor family, and they've got a new baby. Every baby is a royal baby, of course. This one has a claim to the title, actually. As you see behind me, the crowds have gathered, probably tourists outnumbering the British people there, but everyone in a wonderful mood. They've placed the formal notification of the birth on the easel in the forecourt of the palace back there. This is a tradition dating back to 1837. This little girl born into a mountain of tradition, a family that serves an important purpose, and this little girl will join that purpose, holding this country together. And unlike her parents, it's a moment when Britain is debating just how together it should be. Scotland deciding that they should stay in the Union for now. But the royal family, this little girl, a big responsibility on her hands. That's in the years to come. Right now, a very happy and sunny scene at Buckingham Palace.
We do want to bring in Sarah. You were there for the better part of 2 weeks, Sarah. I know you just missed it by a couple of hours, but can you give us a sense of what it was like waiting, all the anticipation?
Well, there was a big buildup, and then about the time they extended the parking restrictions, everyone, including some of the press that were at the hospital, kind of bailed, and you started seeing Twitter blow up with, "This is what day 12 looks like," and like funny humor. So people really thought now that it was probably going to come a few days. And then I land, and right about the time my head went on my pillow in Brooklyn, Kate's having a baby.
There was all this talk about the things that she needed to do to bring the baby on, like bounce on balls or go swimming, but actually, you just needed to leave.
That's all that needed. You're welcome, Kate.
Well, we're so glad to have you back, Sarah. You did a phenomenal job covering, and I know you called a girl, so of course
Thank you.
You were also right, and Dan was still wrong.
Still wrong.
Still wearing his blue tie.
Yes, I'm sticking by my bad bet. Welcome back, Angie. We missed you.